Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we take a magical trip to ancient Greece and talk about the most powerful gods, the Olympians. If you're ready to get started, click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our mythology videos. Let's start. Before we get to the list, here's a quick reminder. Remember to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to stay up to date with all our mythological adventures. Okay, now let's begin our epic journey. So why are they called Olympians? Well, it's all because they lived atop Mount Olympus, the highest mountain in Greece, where it was said that clouds and mist hid their divine abode from mortals. Why is Mount Olympus special? Well, it was believed to be the home of the clouds and the weather. So the Olympians were pretty much hanging out with the clouds and the weather all the time. They liked to have fun. The Olympians loved to throw these giant feasts and parties up there in the clouds, and they invited all the other gods and goddesses to join them. But there was one catch. If you wanted to get invited to one of these hot parties, you had to live on top of Mount Olympus. And the only way to get to Mount Olympus was by crossing the river Styx. This river was guarded by Charon, the ferryman, and he charged all the gods and goddesses a toll to cross. And let me tell you, he was not a happy-go-lucky guy. He was grumpy and miserable and hated his job. So if you were late on your toll payments, he would get really mad, and then you would have to pay double. Now, if you think this story sounds familiar, maybe you've heard some other Greek myths or watched other videos about the Greek underworld, but today, we're focusing on the Olympians. So let's take a closer look at who they are and what makes them so powerful. Zeus, king of the gods. Zeus was the son of Cronus and Rhea. Cronus was worried that his son would dethrone him, so he swallowed Zeus right after he was born. But Rhea tricked him and gave him a stone wrapped in swaddling instead. Then she took Zeus to a cave on a faraway island and raised him in secret. When Zeus grew up, he freed his 5 siblings from their father's belly, and together they defeated the Titans in a battle that lasted for 10 years. Afterwards, Zeus became the king of the gods and established his home on Mount Olympus. He was known as the supreme ruler of the cosmos and controlled the weather, especially thunder and lightning. He was also known as the god of justice and hospitality, and was very protective of guests. Zeus was famous for having lots of love affairs with both goddesses and mortal women, which often led to trouble for him and his wife Hera. Hera, queen of the gods. Hera was the daughter of Cronus and Rhea, and sister to Zeus. She was originally betrothed to her brother, Poseidon, but then he changed his mind and decided that he didn't want to marry her, so Zeus stepped in and married her instead. This made Hera very angry and bitter towards Poseidon, and she spent much of her time trying to get revenge on him. She wasn't very nice to Zeus either, and she constantly berated him for his many infidelities. Though Hera was a very powerful goddess associated with the sky and the stars, she was not nearly as powerful as her husband. But she used her influence to try to keep him in check and punish him whenever she could. Hera was the protector of women in marriage and was known for her jealousy. Poseidon, Lord of the Seas. Poseidon was another one of Cronus and Rhea's children, and was also the god of earthquakes and horses. He was known for being hot-headed and impulsive, and was often seen getting into fights with other gods. One time he got into a huge fight with Athena over the city of Athens, and ended up making a terrible mess. He also wasn't very faithful to his wife Amphitrite, and he kept having affairs with other goddesses and mortals. Poseidon was a very powerful god who controlled the oceans, earthquakes, and horses. He was also the god of travelers, but he wasn't very nice to mortals and often punished them for their disrespect. Hades, ruler of the underworld. Hades was the youngest of Cronus and Rhea's children and was also the god of the dead. He wasn't very popular because people were afraid of him and didn't understand his role. He was just doing his job. He was supposed to rule the underworld and guide the souls of the dead. Hades wasn't evil, but he was definitely misunderstood. He was actually a kind and fair ruler who treated the dead with respect. And although he was scary to some, he was also very honorable and polite to others. Hades was the god of the underworld and was responsible for guiding the souls of the dead. He wasn't evil, but he was definitely feared by mortals. Athena, goddess of wisdom. Athena was the goddess of wisdom, courage, inspiration, civilization, law, and justice, strategic warfare, mathematics, strength, strategy, the arts, crafts, and skill. She was also the patron deity of Athens. Athena was known for her intelligence and strategic thinking, and she was always prepared for any situation. She was also a very independent and self-sufficient goddess who didn't need anyone else's help. She was also very peaceful and didn't like to get involved in other people's conflicts. But if she felt that someone was being threatened, she would step in and defend them. Ares, god of war. Ares was the god of war, violence, courage, and bloodshed. He was known for being aggressive and impulsive, and was often involved in fights and battles. He was also very brave and fearless, and was not afraid of anyone or anything. Ares was not a very respected god, and was often criticized for his violent behavior. But he was still very powerful, and was able to cause a lot of destruction and suffering. He was also very unpopular with the Olympians, who rarely invited him to their parties because he was too wild and unpredictable. Apollo, light and prophecy. Apollo was the god of light, music, healing, poetry, and prophecy. He was known for his beauty and charm, and was very popular with the mortals. He was also very talented and skilled in many areas, and was considered to be one of the most handsome gods. Apollo was very honorable and just, and was known for upholding the law and protecting those who were innocent. He was also very loyal and would do anything to protect his friends and family. Artemis, mistress of the wild. Artemis was the goddess of the wilderness, wild animals, the hunt, the moon, and chastity. She was known for being independent and free-spirited, and was very close to her twin brother, Apollo. She was also very protective of animals, and would punish anyone who harmed them. Artemis was very elusive, and rarely allowed mortals to see her, but she was very helpful to those who respected her and the wilderness. Hephaestus, the divine craftsman.
Hephaestus was the god of fire, metalworking, craftsmanship, and sculpture.
He was known for his skill and talent, and was able to create beautiful and intricate works of art. Despite being lame, he was also very hardworking and dedicated, and was able to overcome any obstacle. Hephaestus was very humble and modest, and was not arrogant or boastful, even though he was very talented. He was also very kind and compassionate, and was willing to help anyone in need. Dionysus, god of ecstasy. Dionysus was the god of wine, celebration, insanity, ecstasy, theater, and grape harvest. He was known for his wild and unpredictable behavior, and was often seen partying and celebrating with his followers. Dionysus was very passionate and enthusiastic, and was able to bring people together through his love of music, dancing, and wine. He was also very transformative, and was able to change people's perspectives and help them see things in a new light. Hestia, keeper of the hearth. Hestia was the goddess of the hearth, home, family, and the state. She was known for her warmth and hospitality, and was always welcoming to guests in her home. Hestia was very traditional and conservative, and was not interested in power or glory. She was content with her simple life on Olympus, and her role as the keeper of the hearth. Hestia was very humble and modest, and was not arrogant or boastful. She was also very wise, and was able to offer guidance and support to those who needed it. Hermes, messenger, and trickster. Hermes was the messenger of the gods, and was known for his speed and agility. He was also a trickster, and was often seen playing pranks on the other gods and mortals. Hermes was very clever and resourceful, and was able to solve problems with his wit and intelligence. He was also very curious and adventurous, and was always eager to explore new things. So there you have it, a tour of the most powerful gods in Greek mythology. Which one do you think is the strongest? Are there any other Greek gods you'd like us to cover in a future video? Let us know in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. We've got plenty more mythology adventures waiting for you, so stay tuned for more updates. Until then, keep dreaming big and stay curious.